Hi guys, I'm Ryan Houston and welcome to my fly tying channel. Your video is about to start shortly. Please take this opportunity to hit the like button down below, leave some comments, tell your friends. Interaction, likes, subscriptions help my channel to grow and help me to keep producing content for yourselves. If you're new to my channel, check out the other videos that I've got. There are over 500 videos at this stage, so there should be something there for everybody. Again, video is about to start. Hit that like button down below. Hi there guys. So we're going to tie a Seatrout muddler. This one is a Squirrel and Blue type Seatrout muddler. So this is a partridge saltwater shrimp hook in a size 2. The code on that is a CS54BN. And I'm going to use 50 denier gel spun as my thread. So I'm using a clear gel spun, and because it has very poor friction, I'm going to super glue the shank and then wrap backwards and forwards into that just to get a good grip on the hook. And then take my thread back until it's hanging level with the point of the hook. So for a tail I'm going to use a bit of blue schlappen here. I'm going to strip off a little bunch of that and tie in a fairly short tail just to the bend, or maybe slightly beyond the bend. Then we wrap over these tag ends so that we get a smooth underbody. And the body on this one I'm going to use a silver holographic braid. So the hollow braid just I think it's a stronger construct than the normal tinsel. It also reflects in lots of different angles, and generally it means you shouldn't have to rib with it. Probably a bit more durable. But if you don't have it, just use standard flat holographic and ribbit. So we'll wrap the body. So you can see there I varnished the underbody, and then I'm just wrapping into that while it is wet. To the front, tie that down, fold it back on itself and tie it off. So I'm going to trim it in tight, but if you wanted a bit of extra flash, what you could do is cut that off long and then just separate it out, and it'll give you like a little bit of flash. Right, wing on this one is going to be a natural squirrel. I'll take a bunch of that. I'm going to hold it by its tips and then blow and flick out any of the short stuff. And then measure that up until it's the same length as the tail. Transfer hands, and then I'm going to trim this off so that I leave a slight little angle. Start to tie it in. A couple of turns on it will hold it in place, and then what I'm going to do is just a little blob of super glue or varnish into the cut end of that. Start to bind it down with your thread loosely and then tighten into it, and that'll force the glue or the varnish all through the tied ends of it. Give you a solid base to tie your head on. So we're going to put a couple of jungle cock onto that. So we're going to tie them in sort of flat on the sides. I'll flip that over, and it's coming back till it's level with the back of the body or start of the tail roughly. flip over, measure to the same point and tie in. Bind those down, just check for angles and trim off the bases. So for the head on this, I'm going to use this sort of nice blue deer hair that I've got here. Cut off a good bunch of that. Blow out the fluff. I'm going to set that on so that we're somewhere back towards the point of the hook here. Let it envelop around the hook or the shank. Put on a couple of loose laps. And then I'm going to just cut that off so that it's level with the eye here. And then as we start to tighten into that, just be careful with the gel spun, it doesn't actually cut it. Wrap into that, I'm sort of wiggling through it. I'm now going to sort of splay it back a little bit and then wiggle in through that to tie it in. So if you don't want so big of a head, you could actually quit at that point or have shifted your whole tie-in slightly further forward to allow for that single bunch application. In this case we have a little bit of room at the front, so we're just going to add a second little bunch there. So take another bunch of that deer, slide all this back, push that down sort of on its flat, 2 loose laps and tighten into it. Wrap into that, wiggle wrap through the front of it and then just fold it back. If you want, you could use a deer stacker, but I think it's tight enough as it is there. Get in front of it. And finish it off. I usually like to do 2 finishes of whatever I choose, just to as a fail safe, I suppose. And then we'll take our scissors, and I'm resting, my scissors have a curve to them, so I'm just resting the base of the scissor here on the eye of the hook and setting an angle for myself, and then I'm just trimming around. And the underneath will probably go a little bit flatter. And transition that through as we move around. All that remains for that then is just to get some sort of fixative onto the wraps. So I'm going to use a little bit of super glue on a toothpick, pull all this back and just let that run around the front of it, and then I'll just stroke back into it. So that's our fly tied. So that's a Squirrel and Blue Seatrout Muddler. So hopefully you like what you see there. If you did, give us a like, subscribe, tell your friends, check out the other videos on the channel, and until next time, tight lines. Thanks for watching.